Hey, and welcome to this episode where I show you guys the 6-inch figures of the Kidrobot release of Futurama. I just found out that they released 2 variants of a robot Santa, and unfortunately I do not have those just yet. I have gotten all the 6-inch figures that have been released so far, other than the Comic-Con exclusive Blue Zoidberg that is extremely expensive and hard to find. I'm going to be giving you guys a closer look of each figure and comparing them to their re-releases such as Nibbler and Hypnotoad. So first off, we have Nibbler. So Kidrobot officially released Nibbler twice. This one is the older one, I believe released around 2012. This one's a newer one, re-released in 2018. The box has a different tint, and the figures have a different texture. So the original Nibbler box comes in this more teal color. It says Specimen Nibbler, Nibblus. And then the new re-release fuzzy one is more of a light baby blue, and it still says Specimen Nibbler, but it's harder to see at the bottom. The side has the same design. Caution may bite. The back has the same design. The other side has the same design, this side up. And the top, the newer one comes with a shinier Planet Express, same with the words Futurama is shiny. And at the bottom shows Kidrobot and the Futurama logo. So it's just a slight recreation of the same design. Here's Nibbler, the 6-inch version, his 3-inch counterpart, and the small keychain, probably 1-inch version. So I basically have a Nibbler family here. You can see that the older version is actually vinyl plastic, while the newer version is vinyl plastic but with a fuzzy textured like felt type material on the outside. You can probably tell due to the reflections off the light that this plastic reflects light, as you can see here, and his fuzzy fur here does not reflect anything. He looks a lot darker, looking like he's sucking the light down into the depths of his soul. He is the exact same size dimension-wise, same height and weight. This is the bottom of his feet. It's ingrained in the old one. The trademark is printed on the new one. The cape, you can tell, on the old one's a bit shinier, and on the new one is actually a bit more matte. Both of them come with the same accessory, a litter box filled with rocket fuel. One slight difference is, if you can tell in the purple, the older one has a more flat looking purple while the newer one is more saturated. It's all one piece, nothing comes apart, and if you look closely you can tell they're designed exactly the same. Now it's difficult, but you can remove his head and remove his cape. So on both of them, the cape is able to be separated. Now one thing to be careful for is the new Nibbler with the fuzzy felt type texture attracts dust and keeps it on. Definitely he's gonna have to be kept somewhere dust free. Now one odd problem I'm noticing now after removing the head of the old vinyl figure is that there's weird oil marks all over his body. I'm not sure what that is or how that came to be, but it can easily be cleaned off with just an alcohol swab wipe. And there you have the 2 versions of Nibbler. So usually my videos are unboxing things, but since they're already out of the box, I guess I'm going to be reboxing them to show you guys. Original release Nibbler. The inside just comes with his plastic mold holder. It comes with a spot here at the bottom to put his litter box, all in one piece. Just like that. And with the new Nibbler, find a similar style. It's a slightly different design. And then the litter box kind of snaps in the back there, resting on top. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. And you put the top of the coffin, snap it in together. And if you always want to be sure about which version you have, look for the dates at the bottom. The old one has a 2012 trademark and the new one has a 2018. Next up we have Hypnotoad. So So again, just like Nibbler, there's a 2012 release and a new metallic 2018 release. First off, I'm gonna show you guys the boxes. On the side, we have Glory. On the back, we have the full All Glory to the Hypnotoad. On the other side, we have the same thing, Glory. The top, All Glory to the Hypnotoad. You can see the shininess in the new 2018 box. One thing I've noticed is the old one says designed with love. The new one says designed with good news. So the older release has a standard color. What's cool is that his eyes are actually a clear plastic dome, and it's hard to tell on the inside, but there's a lenticular 3D eyes on the inside, so you can see it moving. He has a collar with a little slightly movable, it's just a red piece of plastic. The bottom, Kidrobot. On his butt, he has a hole here. I think it's for air pressure. He's pretty light, and you could tell he's hollow on the inside. Actually, Toynami is another brand that makes Futurama stuff, and they actually do have a Hypnotoad coin bank, which I do have, and I will show off in a later video. Now on to the new one. He is the exact same in weight and shape and size. He just has a new paint job. Almost looks like it's a rare version of this Hypnotoad. Oh my god, it's a shiny version! He has the same eyes, except in the old one, the eyes have a yellow tint. In the new one, the eyes are just completely clear. Lenticular style eyes, but with a different pattern and shape. They have the same red collar of the new one. It says 18 Fox. Matt Groening's name's also a lot smaller. Kidrobot's name stayed the same size though. Same hole in the butt. So in a nutshell, that's both Hypnotoads released by Kidrobot. Inside the original box comes with the mold to hold them in place. It's just two pieces. Hypnotoad sits comfortably inside his little clear tub, and then this secures him on top. This one looks like a more updated futuristic mold. It just sits on him like that. It doesn't have any of the locking tabs. Next up we have the Robot Devil and Hedonism bot and their 3-inch and 1-inch babies. The first thing I'd like to point out is that all these 6-inch figures do not come with accessories. However, can't have Hedonism bot without his bowl of grapes. On the side we have in Robot Hell the Dawn bot inside a chamber. I apologize for nothing. And then MMX 111, I believe is 2013 in Roman numerals. This figure, I believe, came out in 2013. So on the back of the Robot Devil box, it has one of his flying moth metal beast things with a sharp pointed tail for both boxes. The top says Kidrobot Futurama, and the bottom, you can see for size comparison his 3-inch version and the keychain 1-inch version. He has movable hands. His feet don't move. His torso is actually a separate piece of plastic. So you could turn his waist separate from the top of his torso and his head to turn, and head. So you could have him facing in strange ways. They do come apart, but it's very difficult. It has a locking attachment. His tail does not move. It's a bit bendable, but does not move. And he has horns. Oh, shit. Okay, so the Robot Devil's tail just broke off. This is why you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Put it on top of the head and it fell and the tail broke off. It's actually not that bad, just a little drop of glue. I could just put the tail back on. Oh, look at that. It stays on even without glue. But it still needs glue. Now here we have large Hedonism bot with a bowl of grapes on his head. So in the large version, the bowl of grapes actually sits on his head a lot nicer than the small one. You can move his hands and put the bowl of grapes in between his head and hands. That's about it. He's just one big chunk of plastic. The Robot Devil's actually heavier than him. He has more solid pieces and his head's actually pretty heavy. He's just a big, empty, hollow piece of vinyl. So putting them back into their boxes, it's just one piece where he goes in like that. This is the top piece, the locking tabs. put the bowl of grapes like this, put them lying down, down. Put the locking tabs. So that's the 6-inch version of the Robot Devil and Hedonism bot. Last but not least, we have Wooden Bender and Dr. Zoidberg. They did not release a Wooden Bender version for the 3-inch or keychain version. They also did not make a regular 6-inch version of Bender. So Wooden Bender comes in a smaller compact box made out of a more simple plain cardboard. Almost looks like it's recycled cardboard. Just like Bender, the box got a downgrade. By the way, they had to put in brackets, not really wood. He's actually made out of vinyl. So this is the front of the box, the side. Then on the back, we have Bender's face again, Dr. Zoidberg's name. I'm steam-powered robot, the way nature intended. And on the last side shows termite-free for Wooden Bender and shows Zoidberg's other claw. This has a weird, nice looking negative effect. And here's on the top, and here's the bottom. Designed with love by Kidrobot. Wooden Bender has a 2012 copyright tag. Zoidberg has 2013. So let's take a closer look at Wooden Bender. The first thing I'm gonna note is that his door compartment does not open. It's funny how the 3-inch version has a working door compartment with a cigar inside. His head rotates. And his eyes aren't painted red. His eyes are still metal. And he has a little woodpecker. This woodpecker is actually removable. So you'll see 2 holes, one for the woodpecker to sit in and the other for his beak. And on the top of his head has a little branch looking thing sticking out instead of his antenna. So the Series 1 3-inch release of Zoidberg is the same skin tint as the 6-inch one. And he also comes with the accessory, a stethoscope, a whatever you pronounce this. And here we have his head is movable. His feet do not move. This is the imprint on his feet. So would you like a small 3-inch Zoidberg on your desk? Would you like a 1-inch Zoidberg on your keys? Or would you like a big 6-inch Zoidberg? So here's a close-up of the woodpecker on Bender. He has pretty good detail on it. Peg just goes in the bottom here, and his beak goes on top. And he just sits on Bender's head just like that. Goes in separately. He actually goes in face down. Then you snap it together. And there he is. So there you have it, 8 6-inch versions of Kidrobot Futurama figures. I hope you enjoyed my video. This is the alternate ending to my video. If you like, subscribe, thumbs up, but don't comment. I don't care. Hey!